Now, if you guys are Gundam fans, you've probably seen my video on Gundam SD Battle Alliance, and boy was that game a mediocre experience. Only reason I even played it was to scratch that Gundam itch, but what made me get that Gundam itch in the first place was Gundam Evolution. Man, that beta was something else, and when I heard the release date was just around the corner, oh boy, was I ready and raring to go. So the question is, how does the full release stack up? Are unlocks as easy to obtain as they were in the beta, or are microtransactions creeping around every corner? Without further ado, let's get right into the problem with Gundam Evolution. The first thing I noticed about the full release of Gundam Evolution was that the frame rate had significantly increased from the beta. If you were worried about performance during the beta, then put those worries aside because this gameplay plays pretty much like butter at 2K resolution. Whereas in the beta, I was forced to put the resolution at 1920 by 1080 for a stable frame rate. Sure, there's the occasional hiccup here and there, but it's nothing that's going to hinder your mech fighting experience. What will, though, are these occasional frustrating bugs that tend to pop up during battles. Now, it's not like they happen super often, but I can't imagine how frustrating they'd be if I were in a ranked match and I'm neck and neck with the other guy, but a bug is the deciding factor behind who wins the gunfight. For example, sometimes you randomly won't be able to shoot your gun during combat, not sure what causes it, but I find myself holding the left click and no bullets are coming out. Or you'll be trying to shoot an enemy Gundam and I was sure my reticle was right on top of them, but my bullets would just pass through him like he's Neo from the Matrix. But I could shoot other enemies just fine. These problems need to be ironed out ASAP. For the game to have problems like this on release, in my opinion, it's unacceptable, even if they are minute and only happen every once in a while. With that being said, the game itself is a lot of fun. The best point of comparison here I can use is Overwatch, obviously, but with mechs. And while I couldn't get into Overwatch for some weird reason, I can't get enough of Gundam Evolution, and I think part of the reason why is due to Gundam Evolution's fast-paced gameplay. The game definitely feels like it plays faster than Overwatch, and I always feel like I'm doing something, whether that's gunning it for that health pickup just in the nick of time, or flanking behind my enemies to gun them down with my G maneuver. I think the biggest thing that sets this game apart from Overwatch is your ability to dash. Honestly, this is the best feature they could have included in this game because man, does it feel badass to be dashing around your enemies side to side, making them miss their shots while you retaliate with perfectly placed bullets as you gun them down one by one. Specifically though, Barbados. I just love when that dude comes swinging at me and I'm just like dashing backwards all the while, and he just gets killed. Oh, that shit is so satisfying to do. All you Barbados mains, get wrecked. And hey, I know Tracer can dash too, but trust me, Gundam Evolution does it better. Each Gundam, or mobile suit, don't get mad at me Gundam fans, also has a varying number of dashes at their disposal depending on what role they play. Personally, I like the Zaku 2 the best, just because he's able to have a whopping 3 dashes total, so he's able to get in and out of combat very quickly. And that's another thing. In order to get really good at this game, you need to understand the fundamentals of how your Gundam works really well. Certain mechs are a great counter to other types of Gundams, and you need to be wary of those counters whenever you're playing a match. Otherwise, you'll just get absolutely wiped in a matter of seconds wondering what the hell just happened. I also really like the variety of Gundams to choose from here. I feel that all of them play super differently. With Pale Rider, you have your typical assault rifle class. With the Gundam, you have a beam rifle. With the Zaku 2, you have an unrelenting close-range machine gun, etc., etc., all with different abilities and G maneuvers at your disposal. One thing I do hate though is that if you have a Gundam you main, it's literally a race to see who gets it first, and if someone else gets it, you are screwed. Come on, this guy stole my Gundam. I guess I can't really think of a great solution to this problem, but man, does it get annoying when someone's playing your main and you're forced to use other mechs. In a way, it allows you to get to know the other Gundams better, but I just want to be Zaku, man. So quick, the game's a ton of fun, the only problem being the bugs, which they should be able to iron out with some time. So what's the problem with Gundam Evolution? Well, let's talk about the shop for a bit. Obviously, this game is free to play, and a cash shop is just standard fare at this point. Is there anything inherently wrong with the shop? Well, let's talk about it. I gotta be honest, just looking at the shop is an absolute clusterfuck in and of itself. As soon as I click the tab, I have no idea what I'm looking at because the UI here is absolutely awful. Not to mention there's a whopping 3 different types of currencies here that you use for unlocks, which I'm definitely not a fan of. There are these tickets you can sometimes get from completing daily or weekly tasks, rewards for logging in and stuff like that, but I had no idea what the tickets were used for until I randomly happened upon the tickets tab in the shop, and I figured out that those tickets are basically used in exchange for loot boxes. What do the loot boxes contain? Well, seemingly a variety of things. Out of the 4 loot boxes I opened, I received a unique player icon, a little charm thingy to put on my gun, some weapon skins, and that was pretty much it. I assume you can get even more cosmetics, like skins for your Gundam and things like that, but obviously I wasn't lucky enough. One thing that did bother me about the loot boxes though is that the rewards seem to be repeatable. As in, just because you received an item from a loot box before doesn't exempt you from getting it once more in the future. I think that's an immediate red flag personally, but at least you do get some of the green currency in exchange from duplicate items, which you can then use to unlock player icons, weapon skins, and unit skins as well, so small caveat there, but I just really don't like the idea of duplicates in loot boxes, I think that's stupid. As for unlocking new Gundams to use in combat, that's gonna be pretty slow going too, much more so than in the beta at least. I remember unlocking both Gundams within the beta with relative ease, but with 2 days of consistent playtime, I've only unlocked around 450 capital, and one Gundam is going to cost you around 2,000. Or you can go the Evo coin route and just pay for them, but I tend to avoid spending any sort of money in free-to-play games. It sucks that you can't actually earn any capital through playing matches. Even if they only threw a few pennies worth of capital here and there, it would be worth it. And the only ways you can earn capital are through beginner challenges. And there's only so many of those challenges that you can actually complete. It's not even like you can earn the currency through daily or weekly challenges either. So the game is definitely very restrictive in the ways in which you can reasonably earn currency at a decent pace. And even those only give you 50 capita per challenge, so yeah. If you want to unlock Gundams at a reasonable rate, you're going to have to cough up the cash. It sucks, but I have to say, it's expected from a free-to-play game. Overall though, I think Gundam Evolution is some good fun. I hope it stands the test of time and is able to stand up to the titan that is Overwatch 2, but hey, only time will tell. A big thank you to Francis and Paul who've supported me over on Patreon. If you'd like to join the Hall of Fame, head on over to my Patreon, link in the description, to help me keep on making videos like this for you guys. With that, don't forget to like and subscribe, or I'm not letting you inside my Gundam, okay?